Beloved, shalom, shalom, Queen Ester Purification Fast, day 4. And I will do a recap of day 1, 2, and 3. If you're just joining in, that is fine. I'm going to do a recap. It's never too late to start. And I'm going to tell you exactly what is going on right now. This is Kingdom Marriage Season. It is the time of that which is like Boaz and Ruth, the King and Queen Esther, Isaac and Rebecca, and so on and so forth. So I have been given some divine instructions to share for all of you who are married or unmarried. Whatever applies to you is fine, even if you do not desire to get married. If you're standing in for a woman or a man that is betrothed or desiring to be betrothed. So this includes everybody, because everybody has a part to play. As you see, the sun has already set, and today was exactly warm. Understatement. It was actually hot. It was a little on the warm side. So I'm going to get into day 4, and then I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to do a recap of days 1, 2, and 3. Day 4, what came to me is the center of the body, which is the abdomen, the middle, so to speak. The middle, that's right, the middle, the core part of us, the abdomen. And as it relates to the abdomen, the center of the body, the middle, so to speak, we have to be sure that that part of our body is toned, tightened, strong, because that is our core. The middle is the core of us in the physical and in the spiritual. So an example is the abdomen is the part where the stomach is. So that would be the part as to where the digestive system is. And when you think about the abdomen, the middle, the center of the body, whatever, you know that's the area in which you need to be sure that you are taking excellent care of it, because otherwise it can lead to being out of balance, so to speak. It could lead to being not in alignment, so to speak. So the abdomen is the core, the center. And when I think about the center of the body, the core, the middle, I think about how in the spiritual realm and in the natural, we need to be anchored. So you must be sure that you take excellent care of the natural part, the spiritual part, the mind, body, soul, and spirit. So you have to be sure that you are exercising, and that when you rest properly, so you can protect the abdomen area, which can be quite fragile at times if you injure it. So you don't want to injure the abdomen. You want to protect it. You want to keep it safe. That's right. So I'm going to go back to day 3 and do a recap, starting with day 3 and then go to 2 and then to 1. So day 3 was the shoulders, the chest, the arms. That relates to strength, to push, to press, to pull, the supernatural, the divine. And when you think about that, that makes me think about how we pick something up, or how we hold something in our arms. It's so many different aspects to that when it comes to the shoulders, because the shoulders is what lifts up. You can lift up with your shoulders. You need your arms to hold, to move things about, connected to your hands, and so on and so on. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the body. And now we're going to go back to day 2. Day 2 is when we're still talking about the head and what's connected to the head. That's when we're talking about the neck, the nose, and the throat, or the nose, the neck, and the throat, in which order it is. Your spiritual senses, our spiritual senses. When we think about that, it has to do with our spiritual senses to some capacity, and also we need the throat to speak, because that's where our voice box is, and the neck is like connected. It supports the head, which is the husband, and the nose is, that's our spiritual senses, both in the natural and the spiritual. We need to sense, we need to be able to detect what it is that is around us. So that is like a spiritual alarm, so to speak. And then day one, let's go back to day one. Day one, we were talking about what it means to actually start with the head, because the head is where we start, and then we go backwards after we deal with the head and talk about the rest of the body parts. Because the body, mind, soul, and spirit has many different dimensions. And I'm going to go back to day one. So day one, we were talking about the head as it pertains to the mind, so to speak. We're talking about the mind, the brain, the thoughts, the vision, spiritual eyes to see, spiritual ears to hear, the voice of truth, and to love with a pure heart, a hava. Light is so important, so you could be able to see what exactly is going on. So as you go forth, it's not too late to start. It's always a good time to start and connect. And even though it's 24 days, you can go more than 24 days, or you can go less than 24 days. The plant-based diet is the focus. Fruit, vegetables, no dairy, no processed foods, no artificial ingredients. We want to be pure. We want to go back to the garden. And also, you may want to subscribe to Garden Seeds for Life. That's a YouTube channel that involves juicing and plant-based tips, and also plant-based suggestions for food, and also smoothies and fresh drinks. Natural, pure, raw is always good for your body. So as you go forth, we are blessed to be a blessing. We're going to go into day 5 tomorrow. Just remember, kingdom marriages are being put together for the married and the unmarried. If you're already married,